Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
We're roadtoruta.com. Lots of exciting things happening in silver, in Theta. We'll start with silver. Interesting things, unique things are happening, which is good. We're looking for signs that the manipulation, 180-year manipulation of the price of silver is ending. The number one sign would be massive physical silver action all over the place, and that's what we're seeing right now. I'll get to that in a second. First of all, we're sitting at $32.55, which is still above the moving averages. So India, China, Russia, they're not loading up at the very moment. They're buying a little, but they're not loading up. When they break the moving averages, that's when they load up. That's when JP Morgan, Bank of America, HSBC, Wells Fargo, all the criminal banks that rig silver have to pony up the real thing, physical silver. And I'll show you what's happening this month. It's a great month, by the way. Looked at the COT, the Commitment of Traders report, and as expected, when they slammed the price of silver down, they covered their shorts. It's not like it's rocket science. Everybody should know there's only one thing that makes the silver price what it is, and that's the positioning of the commercial traders versus the managed money traders and the crimes that go on there. The CFTC is a ridiculous organization. They run cover is all they do. They don't look to stop it. They run cover. It was the DOJ that actually nailed JP Morgan for rigging the silver price while the CFTC was sitting on the desk of the gold and silver traders back in 2008 to 2014. They had an open investigation. So while the regulators were sitting on their desks, they were rigging and conspiring and colluding to rig the silver market, which it took Trump and the DOJ to finally level the hammer on that. And it wasn't even a full hammer. Trump knew if he took out JP Morgan, he had bigger problems. So the rig continues. The Trump administration is doing more rigging than any other administration. Whether it's good or bad is up to your, interpretation. He's getting a lot of good stuff done because of that. That's the thing. Once you let silver trade freely, the game is over. It's the bank killer. JP Morgan goes down. They have 60 trillion in derivatives. Goodbye every other bank. It's over. There is no, the talk of backing a U.S. bond with gold. Oh yeah, we'll have a 50-year gold bond that will be backed by gold. You don't think the next administration would delete that bond? It's the most ridiculous discussion ever. But Bix, it'll get us closer to a true gold standard. You know what will get us real close to a true gold standard? Is the implosion of the derivative market. $3 quadrillion gone. Your checking account, your savings account, your retirement funds, gone. Credit cards don't work. ATMs don't work. Gone. That'd get us pretty close to a gold standard. As a matter of fact, that would bring us right back to a gold-silver standard. Should we go there? Probably. They have all the money. Bad guys have all the money. They stole it. Banks steal it by getting a banking license. It allows you to create $9 for every $1 you have. $10. And then if you use derivatives, you can make $100. Create $100 with a value out of thin air. Not value, perceived value. The other way to steal money is to create a computer at the DOJ, at the military, Department of Defense, at the U.S. Treasury, and just have it create money. Don't report it to anybody. Elon found 14 computers doing that. All you need is one, right? I need $1 trillion today, and I only have $100 billion. Let me add a zero to my computer. Poof, you have $1 trillion. That's how ridiculous this system is. And that's what they were doing. So how much did the Biden family take? $5 billion? $50 billion? We know Stacey Abrams got $2 billion. How much do you think Hunter got? How much do you think Obama got? Obama, I hear, is close to $10 billion. They just printed it and gave it to him. And they made dollars. They literally, physical, those brand new $100 bills, gave it to a lot of their operatives. This is America. This is the end of fiat. This is infinity money, as Ruda had talked about. So yes, the same thing's going on with the Commitment of Traders report, as always goes on. So I asked Super Grok to analyze it, how Ted Butler was analyzing it, to see if it's a bullish time or a bearish time to buy silver. And here's the answer. Based on the May 6 COT data, Butler's methodology, the silver market is bullish with some caveats. Bullish factors: reduced commercial shorts. Yes, they got rid of 10,000 shorts, but the majority of that was actually deliveries, which is good. Lower open interest. Again, lower open interest down 12,000 contracts, but the deliveries for this month, and I'll show you this in a second, but just to have an idea, off the charts, 71 million ounces, 14,000 contracts. Wait, I thought it was only going to be 70 for the month. No, it's looking like 80 for the month now. Maybe even as much as March. Why? Because they're still buying and taking delivery. They're buying mid-month and taking instant delivery because they know it's running out of silver. The pressure's on. Okay, what else? High physical deliveries. The 71,285 ounces delivered plus 5,640, 5.6 million pending reflects strong physical demand. That has gone up in the last 2 days. There's still, there's been a bunch of deliveries, but there's still over 1,000 contracts open interest, which is like close to 6 million ounces right now. So it's like, holy crap. We're already at 70, that would put us at 78 million ounces. And last month was 82, I think, something like that, which is massive. Remember, we were nowhere close to this last year. Nowhere close. It's off the charts, and I don't know why every silver bug isn't screaming this. Hey, Jeff Christian, what are you going to do when all your silver's gone? So we have high physical demand. There's moderate speculative positioning. The non-commercial net short of 49,000 contracts is not excessive, leaving room for managed money to add longs and drive prices higher. See, I'm not so sure the managed money is the right people to play off now. The other side of the coin for the silver commercials is India mainly, and China and Russia. Reduced concentration in contracts. The 4 and 8 largest short traders hold fewer contracts, 53,000 and 76,000 versus 57 and 79,000 in April 29th, suggesting the big shorts are covering a bullish sign. And the bearish risks are persistent commercial control. Despite the reduction, commercials hold a large short position, 67,000 contracts, and the 8 largest traders control 54% of open interest. That's completely illegal, by the way, in case the CFTC didn't know how to do their job. Butler would caution that these traders still can manipulate price downward, as seen in the pullback to 32.72. Potential speculative overbuying. If managed money significantly increases longs in the coming weeks, i.e. above 60,000 contracts net long, it could create an overbought market. And remember, this is as the cutoff date as of last Tuesday. And I think we probably did have some speculative longs, so they can push it down. Concentration increase. The slight rise in concentration, 37.9% for 4 traders, 54.2% for 8 traders, versus 37.7, 52.7, suggests the big shorts remain dominant, which could delay a major rally conclusion. From Butler's perspective, the silver market as of May 9th is bullish under the shadow of commercial influence. May 6 CO2 shows a reduced short net position and significant short covering and a moderate non-net long, 49,000 contracts, all of which are bullish signals. But basically, look out. They can do anything they want with the click of a mouse. Interesting. So here's what I'm talking about. The current open interest for the May contract, May is the delivery month, is 1,128 contracts, close to 6 million ounces, right? So as of Friday, on the Friday, they asked for delivery of 118. 118 contracts. Why not ask for all of it? What's the reason to have someone else pay? These have been literally are standing for delivery. Why aren't they paying out? And who is it? Who's going in there and grabbing all the silver? Let's take a look. This is really interesting. So this is as of Friday. Is it Friday? Yeah. As of Friday, this was the deliveries on Friday. Who was the big deliverer? So 558 contracts, which is what, 26 million, 27 million, 27.5. The vast majority, Citigroup. Now, Citigroup doesn't do this. Citigroup they use Citigroup as the SLV short. So Citigroup doesn't participate much, as you can tell in the larger scope of things right here. Citigroup has probably the third biggest silver derivative position for the U.S. banks. That's all that's reported on the OCC data. But they rarely do any deliveries. And here it is, their house account, which is really interesting, delivering 500 contracts or 2.5 million ounces out of the blue in the middle of the month. So who was it that said, hey, I need this many contracts? It was JP Morgan right here. Who's the customer? JP Morgan customer. One of JP Morgan customers, could be BlackRock, could be anybody. Needed 377 contracts, and then the CME itself got the other 169 contracts. Meaning that when the CME gets involved, that means they're hurting to find people for delivery. So they had to get physical in hand. So this is going to cover another contract they're working on. So it is crazy days indeed on the in the silver market. And go to roadroo.com, read or listen to the discussion I had with Sean at SGT Report, the new golden age or the end of the world. It was a good chat about the only way we can get from here to there is to destroy the system. There's no other way. If you don't destroy the system, if you don't destroy everything, they have all the money. They created out of thin air and stole all the money. So unbacked fiat monetary system is dead. We're just hobbling along. One day, you'll blink your eyes, the derivative market will have melted down, probably with the implosion of JP Morgan Chase due to their exposure to Jeffrey Epstein. Absolutely. Senior management, the board of directors was heavily involved in that group. That would clearly take down the largest bank in the world, the largest derivative holder in the world. Poof, gone, everything done. What a way to go. When does Trump want to pull that last string? I don't know, but I know he wants a 250-year Jubilee celebration next 4th of July. How long will it take to get through all the crap? I think ultimately October. From Cliff's data, it looks like October will be the final rug pull. But between now and then, there's got to be chaos, and there is chaos coming. As a matter of fact, the next bout of chaos, it should be pretty much chilled from the 3rd to the 4th week. This is Cliff's emotional tension. So maybe a little more this week until we get to the 15th. Actually, he had the day, too. I wonder if I have the day. I didn't keep it. He had the actual days things went on. I'll go track that down. So, chilled for a little more action this week. Things like, oh yeah, you're already hearing, oh, China and U.S. have decided to not fight about tariffs. It's bullshit. This will last for 2 weeks and then bang, something big happens in the beginning of June, all the way, just builds and builds and builds, all the way up till the first week in July, second week in July, third week of July. We're getting to 9/11 type emotional tension. So hang on to your hats. Also, if you guys are Theta lovers, great time to have Theta. Oh my God, there's so much amazing things that Theta has done. And no, the price doesn't show it at all. Nobody knows. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. People are like, well, why aren't they going on U.S. exchange? I think it's Theta that's stopping it. And the reason is they're partners with Amazon and Google and Microsoft and all the big names, Samsung and Sony. They can't get caught up in the U.S. bullshit regulatory situation. They have big names that they're partners and they're significant partners. And these partners are counting on Theta to release a hybrid distributed edge cloud offering because they're going to partner up with it. They already have. The question is, when is the rest of the world going to figure this out? Hopefully, you guys can get all your Theta, mainly T-Fuel right now. I think it's like 23, 24 to 1. T-Fuel is all about what's going to happen in June, which is the hybrid edge cloud release. The beta launch of the hybrid edge cloud architecture in 44 days. That's where literally you use cloud servers that Amazon, Google, Azure, which is Microsoft, have. I would not be surprised if they actually came out and said, yeah, Theta's doing a great job and we're partnered with them. I think it was Microsoft has already said they're not building out their cloud anymore. They're stopping projects because they know how big this is. You don't need to build out a massive cloud. You can use what you have. And oh, by the way, the Theta architecture, everybody and their mother has a cell phone. And I was looking into what place on planet Earth has the most need for a cell phone. Not the most. U.S. is 100% saturated with cell phones. But which country uses and needs it the most? Africa. And then I remembered Dick Allgaier and Hitomi in their remote viewings, both of them said Africa is going to be massive for Theta. And it makes sense. They don't have the big server farms. They don't have all the infrastructure. But a huge amount of people have a cell phone. And that's all you need. A decent cell phone. And they said that'll turn into a UBI, a universal basic income for Africa. And that's all about T-Fuel. So place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Again, the 2025 roadmap, Theta's doing everything it said it's going to do. It's got all these partners now, all these customers. It's just, I don't know how they're doing it with so little people. They need to get more people, I think. But it won't go big until it hits the U.S. exchanges. I don't think they want to hit the U.S. exchanges until those regulatory assholes get their shit in order, which is happening. If you watched the private road at Road to Ruta, really good discussion with Jenny Moonstone. And that was all about what's going on with the private road and Theta and T-Fuel. Where are we going? It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. It already was, and it will be much bigger than it was. Michelle White Dove nailed it when she said Theta's going into the thousands, and Theta's trading at $1 right now. T-Fuel is trading at like 4 cents. Do I think T-Fuel will go to $10? Yeah, I do. Probably more than that. But there's a lot of things that would go on, because if you increase the amount of transactions happening, you increase the burn rate of T-Fuel. So it's no longer inflationary, it becomes deflationary. We could end up with a situation where everybody's like, oh my God, this is so cool. You can share your broadband and make T-Fuel. And oh, by the way, it's deflationary because so many transactions are burning T-Fuel, it's going to get below what Theta is. I mean, Theta, there's a billion Theta and 5, now there's 6 point something billion T-Fuel because it's being created. Could be that T-Fuel goes below 5 or below $1 billion. Potentially. Which would be crazy. That's another 100x for T-Fuel. Anyway, you guys know the story. Go to roadrooter.com. If you want to participate, we do have affiliates. I hear Binance US. Binance US now sells Theta and T-Fuel. If you don't know what you're doing, contact Miles Franklin. Go to affiliates at roadrooter.com. Not Miles Franklin. Miles Franklin for your silver. Definitely get your silver. But you guys already are loaded up on silver. Caleb and Brown, get your T-Fuel and your Theta. Again, go to the affiliates, and there's a discount link right there. All right? All right, that's what I got for you. The rest of the stuff I had on here is I just wanted to show you something really interesting that this was the end. This was the end of 2008. You can see that Citibank had 0 silver derivatives, or like a tiny amount of silver derivatives. HSBC, JP Morgan was always the biggest. HSBC, end of 2008, HSBC had the big short position. They got taken out and replaced by Citibank, which now has the big silver short position for SLV. I know it's a fraud. I know it's illegal to have that kind of structure. According to the prospectus, according to what everybody thinks SLV is, that it's, SLV, yeah, you can have exposure to silver. For every share you buy, they're going to buy an ounce of silver. It's bullshit. It's a lie. It's a con job. And Citibank holds that short position. So to see Citibank having to deliver 500 contracts, what does that mean going on over at SLV? Because Citi's never in there. I think something's happening to SLV. Get out of SLV. Get into real physical silver. ASAP, as soon as possible. All right, that's what I got for you. If you want to join the private road at Roadrooter, go to roadrooter.com. Click on subscribe today. We are currently giving away Theta. We're giving away a Theta paper wallet. It's already loaded on the wallet. We ship it to your front door. You can just stick it in your safe with your silver. We're giving away 10 Theta, 100 T-Fuel, and then 1,000 T-Drop. And that's with every private road 1-year subscription. Go check it out, roadrooter.com. I'll talk to you later.